of a portrait. My name is Dina Wright. I am the Content Area Specialist for Technology Integration for Lyon County School District. Today's episode is called Bite of Reality, but before the team introduces themselves, I want to share a little bit about our district. Lyon County is located in northern Nevada, about an hour from Lake Tahoe, and our district consists of about 50,000 people. We serve 18 schools, which is about 19 students. That includes 5 smaller, widely dispersed, unique, and special communities, Fernery being the largest, then Dayton, Yerington, Silver Springs, and Smith Valley. And the purpose of this podcast really is to empower our community through lifelong learning by sharing experiences, ideas, and strategies to foster growth. And we also hope to provide some inspiration and discovery along the way. So today we are coming to you from Fernery High School, and we have a full house today, and we're going to start with introductions. So we're going to go around. Why don't you tell us your name, your title, or your role, how long you've been in that role, and share your favorite food.
Okay, my name is Keen. I'm a student here. My favorite food is cheeseburgers.
Nice. Good choice.
Like, what's on the cheeseburger?
Yeah.
Mustard.
Just mustard?
Pickle, onion.
No ketchup?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, he's not sweet at all.
All right, next up. My name is Saray Helms. I'm the Financial Education Specialist here at Greater Nevada Credit Union. I've been with Greater Nevada for going on 9 years and been facilitating Bite of Reality for about 5 to 6 years. And my favorite food is probably a tie between tacos or sushi. When in doubt, tacos. That's my motto.
Can't go wrong with tacos.
Yep.
All right, my name is Carrie, and I'm the academic coordinator for the district. And this is my 23rd year in the district, and probably my favorite food, I don't know if it counts as a food really, but is cookies. I have a sweet tooth. I can't pass up a good cookie.
What kind of cookie?
Oh, any, like probably sugar cookies are probably my favorite.
I've seen the jar.
Okay, so my name is Talia Hinkie, and I am the work-based learning coordinator for the school district. I'm fairly new to the district, only been here about 8-9 months, but totally loving it. Let's see, favorite food, I'm going to have to say pepperoni pizza with black olives. That is my favorite food.
From?
I'd say Pizza Plus is my favorite.
I love pizza.
Yes. Good one.
Yeah.
Is that in Reno?
That is.
It's a good
my
one.
favorite.
Oh, I know the jingle's in my head. Only at Oh, I guess it's my turn. My name is Damon Etter. I am the PD and data manager for Lyon County School District. This is my 18th year as an educator. I'll say I've had many different hats in that, but I'm happy to be here. My favorite food, I think, has to be a nice filet mignon. A nice piece of steak is always a good thing to have.
My name is Spencer. I'm a high school senior here at Fernery, and my favorite food would have to be a good smoked dried tip.
Yeah.
It's close to
You can smell it and taste it right now.
Did you order lunch today, Dina?
My name is Zach. I'm a senior as well. Favorite food's got to be probably pulled pork with mac and cheese. Keeping it simple.
with the mac and cheese on the side.
Yeah, mom's homemade mac and cheese.
Oh, bring me some.
Well, thank you for sharing and introducing yourselves. Today we have the opportunity to work with Greater Nevada Credit Union at Fernery High School in something called Bite of Reality. And I'm going to have Saray kind of explain.
Absolutely. Would love to teach you guys about Bite of Reality. Bite of Reality is a live interactive budgeting simulation that is brought to us by the nonprofit called the Richard Miles Foundation. So we actually sponsor RMJ Foundation to be able to bring this. But what Bite of Reality is, like I said, that interactive budgeting game where students have to take on the life of an adult. So they actually get a random career assigned to them with a salary. They may or may not not have a spouse that can combine their income. They all have at least one child to take care of. They all start the simulation with some debt and a random credit score assigned that affects their purchases, and then they have to go try to make all their purchases for the month.
Before you start and you share with students kind of how everything's going to roll out, that you say, okay, you can't, there's no divorces and there's no getting rid of children.
Yes.
Like,
You got to keep the kids.
You have to keep the kids. Divorce costs money.
And can you tell us what year did this start, or how long has Greater Nevada Credit Union been involved in this?
2012.
Yeah, I was going to say it's been quite a few years. I've been facilitating for 5 to 6, but Greater Nevada has been probably doing this all around the whole state of Nevada since 2012 or 2011.
I was gonna say, back when I was an econ teacher, I also I got to be a part of Bite of Reality. And yeah, it was awesome. Like, I remember kids thinking, I'm gonna go buy all these vacations, and they went and bought vacations, and then they're like, oh wait, I gotta pay their mortgage now. And then they were trying to return, okay, how do I give this vacation back?
Yes.
I said, you don't.
Yes.
So yeah, it was really cool. I loved watching that back then.
Loved it. We had about, I would say, nearly 20 students overdraft each class today. We had 2 classes today. You're shaking your head. Yep, exactly. So definitely, that's why it's called the Bite of Reality. We really want them to feel the real world pressures. To put this on, we ask volunteers to play the roles of sales vendors behind these tables to really put the pressure on the student to try to get them to spend more money, just as in real life. So by the end of it, you could be taking that bite of reality going, man, the timeshare to Hawaii got me.
Oh, they always get you.
Yeah.
I love this opportunity for our students too, because it really pairs well with our vision of Portrait of a Learner. But making those real world decisions, and it's great that they get to make those, have this experience in a safe space, right? I saw a lot of students collaborating with their students, trying to say, hey, what are you? What's the option that you're going to be choosing, and why? And so they're kind of helping one another as they're both trying to budget for what they need.
I will say, I'll just add a comment on that we love the collaboration. Sometimes when students don't have the phone or things like that, we'll have them pair up, and they are that sound advice to get their partner to try to not spend too much money. And it's always hilarious when you see them kind of talk to each other. That's the moment that you can tell they're really thinking about their purchases. They're comparing their success to the student next to them, or they're arguing like a couple would, no, honey, we don't need that.
Have you described your experience using one word?
Fun.
Oh, good.
Okay, tell us a little bit more.
I think it was fun to get a little bit of a simulation of the real world, and to see what it would be like to budget and how to, interact with your peers to help you budget.
Banking is always kind of boring to talk about, so the interactivity, I think, really helps bring that part.
Yes.
It's really cool too, because you had this occupation that, what was your occupation given to you?
Mine was a physical therapist.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So maybe something that you would have never even thought of your money on. So that's kind of fun. This is not even my money, but I get to spend this money.
Because I wanted to spend on a bunch of other things, spend all my money, but again, I got to remember, yes, I had kids. That will straw me back from spending, responsibilities, in other words. And it was just teaching me. It was fun to learn about that, our responsibilities. To hold back on your money, don't just spend it all.
So were you married in this situation, or
yes.
You said you had a partner that you had to collaborate with?
I was married. My spouse was a dog groomer.
Oh, okay.
And I thought it was interesting. We had I didn't expect we had to pay for the spouse too. I was like, well, they're making $1,000 a month. Why do I have to pay for a car too?
That
so it's making it more expensive.
That's funny.
I was going to say, I'm glad you thought it was fun, because we had a good time, a fun time trying to get you guys to persuade you to spend more money, or to, get you to have those higher end clothes. And like you just said, some of them, they would go that route, or.
I bought a used car for me and an old car for my spouse, and then I kind of ended up regretting that mistake, that decision, because my car broke down on me. And I had to pay $300.
That's right.
Well, some just put their spouse on the bus with their
Yep.
kids. So
Yeah.
I mean, at least you bought her a car.
Agreed.
$90 a month to get a bus pass on a rating for 2.
Go ahead, Spencer. Why don't you share a little bit about,
Oh,
or
it was,
one word, I guess.
oh, interesting.
Okay, tell us more.
Well, it was kind of cool seeing, like, figuring how you had to spend your money along a month because you only had the 1 month's pay and all the expenses you had to pay for. It was kind of fun seeing how much money you could tuck away and whatnot and save at the end of after all your bills and then spend what you wanted to. It was also fun watching your buddies go into debt.
Are you usually a spender or saver?
Oh, I'm a spender.
You're a spender. So how did you do today? Did you spend
I did
everything?
amazing.
So you
did
had
really
some
good.
left over in your bank.
Oh, I had a lot left.
But you put your wife on the bus. Is that how you do
Yeah.
it? just clarifying.
With a 9-month-old.
With a
Yes.
with an
Yes.
No car seat.
Yeah, no car seat.
I'm gonna put my kids on the floor.
Which part?
About the child.
I don't think you should say.
Nope.
We always joke around that no, you can't trade in your child. No, you can't, get a divorce.
Well, I don't have proof that it was mine in the first place.
I love-
option to take a parental test.
You got really competitive about your savings, though, and that was interesting to see because you wanted, at the end of it, if you have money left over, students get to choose to put it towards debt or put it towards savings. And I think you were like many of the students where you look back when you have money left over and you go, you know what? I could have gotten a used car and not had to take the bus or something like that. So that's still a win. Absolutely.
Debt is not your friend.
No, it's
No.
not. I'm glad you learned that.
I was over $1,000 in debt. And I was at like 1,900 originally, and then I put like 515, I think, something like that in there.
It's a simulation. You're still stressed about it.
If they have debt, were they able to go back to the credit union and take out a loan? Or I know you said something about the financial advice, but I forgot about
Yeah,
that
that's a
part.
great question. So part of this is to get the students to overspend, which sounds a little bit backwards, but part of that is when the students overspend, they do have to go speak to the credit union. Great question. No, we don't give them loans.
Okay.
Right? You shouldn't have a loan when you overspend, right? We talk about credit and trustworthiness and things like that. And if you're maxed out on your credit cards, are you able to get a loan? So kind of teaching them that. But when they do overspend is we have them come back to the credit union and we have a conversation. We look, right, all of their purchases kind of are displayed in this pie chart wheel. And we have them assess that pie chart wheel and go, okay, you overspent, where could you do better? And they already know that conversation, but they have to go return their car and get a new car. Or, we're having that conversation of, okay, if you return your house, you're moving all of your stuff. Do you really want to go out that? So we do just have that conversation with them because we don't want that student to immediately think when I run out of money, I should go get a loan, right? You should really just be rethinking about your wants and needs like you talked about.
And one financial decision will affect another.
Absolutely. Yeah, that snowball effect for sure. I had people before they even rant out of money, they were having buyer's remorse, going, oh no, can I return this? I'm already feeling bad about it. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Zach, would you like to share your one word and expand on it a little bit?
Mine's definitely got to be like eye-opening. It's for people that don't grow up with parents that are the way that my parents kind of make me think about money is that every purchase is like it's a want or a need. If you don't need like a new gaming console or some new clothes, and it's best not to spend it and save up so you can buy like nicer stuff for your car, or if you have car troubles, you can be more independent and pay for them on your own. And like having this app that kind of it puts you. I mean, it also makes you very responsible because you have a spouse and a kid, and kind of managing. Like, especially if you get really into it and you think, like, oh, we can't buy a house and we can't live in this really nice apartment. It's eye-opening. For people that don't know and haven't really thought about it, it helps a lot.
Makes you think, puts it in perspective for sure.
Yeah.
Now, do you currently, all three of you, have a job right now?
Yeah,
I do.
I
I
do.
do
Okay.
Do you guys have bank accounts already set up?
Yes.
You do.
Okay.
Yeah, great.
I-
Nevada.
Okay.
Thanks.
There you go.
My parents prefer me to get done with school first before I start.
Absolutely.
Do you think that's smart?
Focus on
Absolutely.
your
Yeah,
school.
education.
I would say, and that's a big part of this. You know, I come in with the passion of being an 18-year-old having a hard time doing my banking, and I was the same perspective as you that I wasn't sure if I was quite ready to balance my school with my bank account. So then I opened my bank account at 18, and I'm also trying to build credit. You know, it was a lot at once, but you know, practice, absolutely practice for sure. How about you guys? How's that for you? Budgeting with your account.
I'm a spender at heart. And I'm very impulsive and kind of I want all the cool things, definitely. So it's a little bit harder for me, but coming to the point now where in a couple of months I'm going to be graduating high school and going through college, it's very important for me to learn those budgeting techniques and like how and when to budget, how and when to spend.
You're already thinking about it, and I think that's the biggest step. Is just think about it.
Well, I love what Zach said when he's one thing I taught in econ was opportunity cost. And so no matter what choice you make, when I taught econ, it was always about choices. So whatever choice you make in life always has a cost to it. And so I love that you're talking about, I own that new game console, but then what am I losing or gaining, you know, in the process? And so what's the cost of that opportunity?
Right.
And I love that you're kind of bringing some of those topics up. I think that's pretty cool.
Like, what could I buy in place of that?
Mm-hmm.
Or what am I giving up, you know? So I'm like, I'm putting my wife on the bus. Like, what's the cost to my relationship with my wife? Maybe.
Yeah.
You know?
Unless I get PS5.
She fast food. She gets a better job. I'll buy her a car.
Makes sense.
Awesome. So do you see an increase in more young adults opening accounts and asking for guidance after doing a simulation like this?
You know, I think that's the hope. Absolutely. I will say it's never about the accounts. The one thing, we talked about this even before the podcast started, it's about the whole umbrella of financial well-being. Whether they, and we preach this in Bite of Reality, that credit unions are there for your financial well-being. Whether that, you know, doesn't matter where you bank, we want you to be successful, because the overall umbrella of getting these teens to think early about their financial decisions and the cost that comes with it, right, mental or physical, if we can get them thinking about it and practicing and asking questions to get on the right path, that builds a stronger economy and community for all of us. So is it? Yeah, I guess we hope, of course, eventually. But the whole idea of is to get them thinking about what is going to be most convenient and most successful for them to get the least amount of fees and the best experience wherever they're at, whether you're moving out of state or anywhere, right? It's about financial success no matter where you go.
So I think one of the main things, so there was, for each session, I was shadowing one student that didn't have a phone. So we did it, the whole thing together. But the thing with that student was more, I guess was eye-opening for her was how the description of what a credit score is and how it's really like your trustworthiness. You know, can you be trusted to, you know, pay back your friend if you borrow some money or if you take out a loan or things like that. So when we started, she's like, oh, my credit score is 510 or something. She's like, that's pretty good, right? I'm like, not really, remember? And then so we talked about that, and she's like, oh, okay. So I think that was a really important thing, just because a lot of kids don't know what a credit score is, you know, in that range. Yeah. So that was really awesome. The other student I had was just was very much a penny pincher and just didn't want to spend. And I think he even put his hands over his ears when there was one of the vendors talking to him, and he's like, nope, I'm not doing it.
Smart.
I'm not doing it. So I'm like, oh.
No upselling to me.
Yeah. So
Right.
it was a really awesome. It was a really awesome experience for both of them. One of them did withdraw, and we did have to go to the credit union, but the other one did pretty well. But just a huge shout out to Greater Nevada Credit Union, because it is just the collaboration that we have. Like, we're so quick to respond. I don't know how many emails go through for each event for every school, but it's always there. If I have a question, right there. I mean, I get an answer from Sri right away. So thank you for that, and we all appreciate it.
We appreciate you. Thank you so much for that. But I will say that Lyon County and Fernley has just been the biggest advocate for Greater Nevada. The best partnership. I mean, we had teachers come in to do the volunteering, and the principal came and watched. And I think really we set you guys, Lyon County and Fernery High School, as an example for what success can look like if you make this financial well-being. If you make financial well-being for your students a priority, what can happen? We don't have this enthusiasm from all counties. So we just really want to, we appreciate you, and we thank you, and thank you for making it a priority for your students in the community. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And we also shout out to our volunteers. We had a lot of volunteers from our district office. So
Yes,
thank
we
you
did.
guys.
Awesome. Where can more schools or districts get information about the program to participate?
Yeah, absolutely. Great question. I would say our website's always our best source of information. It's gncu.org for GreaterNevadaCreditUnion.org. One of the beautiful things about being with a credit union and giving back to the community is we offer free financial education, free financial coaching, even if you're not an account holder with us. So if you go to that website, you can use our calculators, our podcasts, our videos, our free webinars, all of our resources and tools, because that is what Greater Nevada is hoping for everyone, is to get financial well-being and work on financial freedom, again, no matter where your account is at. So yeah, absolutely head to that website, gncu.org, and get a hold of those free websites, free coaching.
Can I ask one question to our students? So, what's the new thing you discovered through this experience? So you talk about like your feelings, but then what's the new thing you discovered from this experience? Like, what's your aha or your takeaway?
Be very spend conscious. You don't need the newest TV, the newest car. You don't need the best car. It's like whatever you can spend that's kind of reliable and last a long time is what you want to spend your money on.
How much pressure, I guess, because I heard her say before we started, is that yes, they will give you a lot of pressure on what you can buy, and I even noticed that with the vendors, they were pressuring you into buying like expensive items, and I even caught them when I knew what they were doing.
The salespeople.
Yeah, it really preps you for those salespeople. They are a lot more ruthless than even the volunteers.
Yeah.
Well, they have to make a living too, right?
Totally.
Yeah,
exactly. They gotta try.
Yeah. That's cool.
Well, I'd have to say that the your credit score playing a huge part in your home loans and whatnot. Lived in a small apartment because I couldn't buy a mobile home due to my credit score. No, I tried and they're like, your credit score is not high enough. I was like, you can't.
I can't. Your credit score is so bad you couldn't do trailer.
I had like a 600.
Sorry, I should have said that.
Mobile home works. The big thing, everybody goes for the mobile home because it's the lowest rent. But what they didn't realize with the mobile home is actually you have to pay a lot fee with it.
Yeah.
You actually rent the land that you're on as well. So actually I had a lot of people say that. But you still got more than the small apartment with that cost.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, definitely the credit score. I think that I had you mentioned it, Talia, it's trustworthiness. And so when you really go in, right, we know the highs and the lows and maybe where we should be at, but how do you actually build your credit score? So I hope you took away from that of, it's trustworthy. It's like lending from your friend. Be a good friend, pay on time, don't borrow all of your friend's money, right? Those types of things. Absolutely. So I hope that helped.
Read the fine print.
Yeah, absolutely.
Read the terms and services.
Thanks everyone for joining us today.
So much for
Thank
this
you for
opportunity.
coming out.
Yeah, thank
Thank you for
you.
your time.
It would definitely be
for this
lost
learning
without
experience.
this. Yeah.
Appreciate
without
that. Hey, well, you guys know I have my business card. You can absolutely text, call, email, go to our website. Happy to help you.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Don't forget to subscribe. Some resource links will be in the comments, and keep working hard. Stay strong.
Stay strong and keep teaching.